Alright, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, we just want to start off by giving all honors, glories, and praises to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bahashem,
Bahasham,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahawashi,
Bahashem,
Bahasham, Vachak,
Ruach
Barash.
Kodash. Our double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to Yakim across the globe that are doing this work in truth and in sincerity and with charity. And basically, we're just going to go to this lesson, basically yielding your members, using your body for righteousness' sake, man, and not for wickedness' sake, you know. And I'm gonna just get right into it. It's the book of Romans, chapter 6 and 12, and it reads, "Let not sin therefore reign in your mortal body, that ye should obey in the lust thereof." Okay, so you don't want to obey the lust of your flesh, because following after the lust of the flesh, it'll get you killed, because how it says in Jeremiah, basically the heart, the mind is wicked above all things. Who can know it, man? Hey, this flesh is wicked, man. It just wants to, do wickedness all day, And that's the fight between the flesh and the spirit, man. And you want to use your body for wickedness, You want to use it for righteousness' sake. And reading on, it explains it right here. Neither yield ye your members as instruments of unrighteousness unto sin. And I looked up the word yield in the Merriam-Webster dictionary. This is what I got out of it. Yield, produce or provide, such as a plant or a crop. Okay, here's the other ones. Such yield to produce, such time, effort, or work. So it's pretty much what you produce. What are you doing with your body? What are you doing on your free time? Neither yield yourselves, your members as instruments of unrighteousness unto sin, but yield yourselves unto the Most High. So give yourselves unto the Most High, as those that are alive from the dead, and your members as instruments of righteousness unto the Most High. So hey, we gotta use our bodies as instruments of righteousness unto the Most High. And how do you do that, man? Hey, you do His will, man, and do what is commanded of you, man. You follow the law, statutes, and commandments, to the best of your ability. If you know this truth, man, you know what's about to happen to America. Hey, go out on the highways and byways, preach the word, and do the work. Hold up a sign, hold the camera, bring some precepts out for the brother. You know, preach. Do these videos, and on top of that, do your road work. That's how we call it in boxing. When you go into the boxing gym, you box and everything. But outside of that, what you're doing, are you doing your road work? Are you eating healthy? Are you running? Are you doing your daily exercises? Same thing with this truth, man. Do your road work. Are you fasting? You gotta constantly examine yourself. Read these scriptures. To feed yourself. Gotta feed your spirit. All right. Reading on, for sin shall not have dominion over you, for ye are not under the law, but under grace. What then? Shall we sin because we are not under the law, but under grace? God forbid. Know ye not that to whom ye yield yourselves servants to obey, his servants ye are to whom ye obey, whether of sin unto death. So if you're being a servant unto sin, unto wickedness, and unto Satan, hey, that's death, man, going completely contrary against the Most High, His law, statutes, and commandments, breaking these laws, that's death, man. You don't want to, you just yield yourself unto that, man. Reading on, all right, or of the obedience unto righteousness, So you want to be a servant to Yahweh Bashim, should be obedient unto righteousness, man. Doing this work, man, walking this walk, man. You know. But you got a precept, huh?
Yeah, because hey, if you because the scriptures say what the spirit lusted against the flesh and the flesh against the spirit. So now if you're yielding, your body to unrighteousness, hey, the flesh is gonna end up winning. You know, hey, we're in a constant battle every day, man. Hey, and we gotta be able to be spiritual so that the spirit could always win, you know. And we may grow in the spirit, you know, and we may cut up the flesh, that
Hmm.
old man, you know, like the scriptures say, you know. Um, where is it?
Well, I'm talking about how the war between the spirit and the flesh.
Mhm.
I think it's in Galatians, if I'm not
Let's take
mistaken.
on
5 and
Santa
17.
Barbara. This is
And also, the spirit's been heavy on too, trimming, Um, not all things are lawful, but it's all things are lawful, but not expedient. There's some things, that we might be doing too much of that's just not expedient, it's not at the perfect time. That goes for me first and foremost. There's things myself I'm working on to cut off. That's being a hindrance. And I'm sure we all have things that we gotta cut off. That we're doing too much of, maybe drinking, going to the bar, etc. Some things which is gotta cut off.
yeah,
It'll kind of throw you away.
yeah.
Hmm.
It will stop you and slow you down from growing.
Hmm.
You know, because it's not just about sinning. You know, like the brothers was saying, it could be certain things that are lawful. You know, but if you spend too much time feeding into that, you know, hey, eventually, hey, you're not gonna be spending that time on the truth, which is what you're supposed to do. You know, in order to grow. You know, this is Galatians. This is Galatians 5 and 16. It says, "This I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh." You know, hey, so be spiritual, man. Hey, make spiritual decisions.
Hmm.
Constantly do lessons, read, fast, pray. You know, be amongst the brotherhood. You know, meditate. You know, you do all that, you're not gonna fulfill the lust of the flesh. You know, and you know, first and foremost, this message goes to us, man. You know, like the brother was saying, man, a lot of videos been coming out lately about trimming, you know, about cutting off certain things, man. Even though they're lawful. Why is that? Because the spirit is getting heavier, man. You know, we're entering in some heavy times, man, which is gonna require a lot of our time, you know, and we gotta be ready, you know. A a lot of people are gonna start showing up more, you know, inquiring more, you know. So hey, if we gotta be in the spirit, so what? So we be ready to answer every man that asketh of the faith, you know. It says, for the flesh lusted against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh, and these are contrary to one to the other, so that they cannot do the things that you would, you know. So they're contrary, man. You know.
Hmm.
So if you're yielding to sin or to things that aren't the spirit, you know, your flesh is gonna win, you know. But if you're in the spirit, you're always your spirit is gonna grow, and it's gonna be easier for you to put your flesh under subjection, for you to cut off the flesh, you know.
I got a scripture here in the book of Ecclesiasticus, Sirach, in the Apocrypha, chapter 38 and verse 24. The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure. All right. And what leisure means it means free time, you know. So on your free time, that's the time that you can get in your read, go over the notes, watch some videos to build yourself up, man. You want to be wise with your time, be wise with your leisure time, All right, use it wisely, you go to work and come home and hey, read some scriptures, man. Get in the spirit.
Right. You go to work, you might have those jobs where they got you working 10 hours, 12 hours a day, and you only got time to what, to eat, shit, and do something in between, and that's something. Hey, you it gotta be the truth, man. You know,
Hmm.
you know, and cut off everything else, man. Let's say you wanted to get home and play the game. You wanted to get home and do something, you know. But you don't have. It's either do that or study, you know. Hey, you gotta be able to. Hey, you know what? Hey, I haven't studied. You know, I need to study. I've been work all day. You know, I'm gonna study. You know, cut
Hmm.
that off and you know make more spiritual decisions. Make more decisions that will benefit your growth. You know.
Hmm. And he that hath little business shall become wise. So you don't want to be have a lot of business. Like you don't want to have two, three, four, five girlfriends while being in this truth, because that can hinder you. You know, having a whole bunch of kids, getting three, four, five girls pregnant. You know, it's better just to, ain't nothing wrong with dealing with a girl, but it's just better just to deal with one or not with any. You
Right.
know, you want to have a little business because these women will take up your time. All
Right,
right.
or being involved in certain activities. You know, you got the gym. Then at the gym, you got MMA classes. Then after MMA classes, you got this other shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nah, man. Hey, you gotta make sure you know that your first priority is this truth.
Just
And
calm.
then if you have time to go to the gym or anything, then you do that. You know. And even then, you make sure you keep it balanced so you won't get too caught up doing more of that than is true.
Mm-hmm. Because hey, this truth is what's gonna get you saved, man. There's wisdom and knowledge. Wisdom and knowledge shall be thy stability at that time. This is what's gonna get us saved ultimately, man. Not lifting weights and trying to get big and thinking you're gonna beat motherfuckers up in the day of Jacob's trouble. It's just wisdom is what's gonna deliver us in the time of Jacob's trouble, man. But got anything? Not like that.
Yeah.
Got something right here.
Okay. This is First Corinthians 7:23. It says, "Ye are bought with a price. Be be not ye the servants of men." You know. And there we go. We're bought with a price, man. You know. Hey, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, or Yahweh Shai. You know. Hey, he gave up his life for us, man. Hey, so what do we gotta do? You know. Hey, we gotta make sure we don't take that for granted. You know. We don't like it says make Yahweh Shai crucified afresh. You know, we gotta make sure like we take in consideration and we do what's required of us. You know, us being called in this truth. You know,
Hmm.
and not use it as a cloak of maliciousness. You know, not use it to do whatever we want. You know, but use it to live accordingly, man, to the pleasure of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai.
Okay. Got something right here. The book of Romans, chapter 12 and 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service, man. So, hey, we gotta present our bodies as a living sacrifice unto the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. You know? So, hey, we gotta be about this, man. Wake up, pray throughout your day. Before you go to bed, you pray. Constantly just meditating upon these scriptures, man, and sacrificing, man. You might have to sacrifice being around your family, your women, your girls, etc. You sacrifice our Saturdays, and you know how Jake gets on Saturdays. They're they they're out there doing a carne asada and partying, you know, doing all types of wickedness, man. But hey, you gotta sacrifice that stuff, man, and put that new man on, man. You know. All right, and we got that blood to wipe off our hand as well.
Mhm.
Um, verse 2, and be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may be, that ye may prove that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and the perfect will of the Most High. So, hey, we gotta put that old man away, man. All right, put all those habits away, that you had in the world, man. And it takes time, man. You got to put that old man away, man. Purge it out, man. And how it says in Psalms, how shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed to this word, man. That's how we cleanse our way, man. How we change that new man, and apply these scriptures to our life, man. All right, now, but I'm gonna read the last part of it real quick. That you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High, man. And hey, we want to do the will of the Most High. We want to please the Most High, man. Do His will, and what is His will, man? Do this work, man. And finish it, man. You
Yeah,
know.
I got on back it up. This is First Peter 2:16. It says, "As free and not using your liberty for a cloak of maliciousness, but as the servants of Yahweh." You know, they're not using that grace period that the Most High gave us to what to do evil, to do wickedness, to go after our flesh, but what to serve Him, man. You know, do what's required of us, man. Us being servants of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You know, and when you look up that word liberty, uh, it goes into I'm gonna get it. It goes into this is the word liberty.
Strong's G 1657. Eleutheria. Eleutheria.
Eleutheria. You know, it says liberty to do or to admit things having no relationship to salvation, fancy, liberty, license, liberty to do as one pleases. Now, the definition is right here. It says true liberty is living as we should, not as we please. You know, and how should we live after these laws, statutes, and commandments? You know, what does it say in Ecclesiastes? For this is the whole duty of man. You know, keep the commandment, fear Yahweh, and to keep His commandments. You know, and so that's what we gotta do, man. Hey, this liberty, we gotta live as we should, not as we please. You know, and like we were saying earlier, and it's a cut to me too. I gotta get better at it. You know, even little things, man. Even things that are lawful, man. Drinking too much, playing the game too much, spending too much time with women. All that is lawful, but hey, you gotta make sure you keep it balanced to okay, so you won't it won't get in the way of this truth, you know. Because if it does, hey, you know, then that's a problem, and you gotta be able to make sure you start yielding your body unto righteousness, you know. I had another one right quick. It says in Galatians 5:13. It says, "For brethren, ye have been called unto liberty. Only use not liberty for an occasion to the flesh, but by love serve one another." You know, and so don't use it to occasion of the flesh. You know, you use it to what, to do the work of the Lord. You know, serve one another. Hey, feed the sheep. You know, that's serving. You know, hey, they're doing this video that's serving. You know.
All right, people. This this is Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 16. It says, "Be not righteous over much, neither make thyself over wise. Why shouldest thou destroy thyself?" So there's gonna be times where you gotta be you can still do what you like you would do, but the thing is that you can't be overly consumed in it, you know. The Lord talks about balance, right? And balance don't always mean 50-50. Balance can be 75 the truth and 25% the flesh, you know. You won't always want the spirit, like Scripture says, spirit war against the flesh, and the flesh against the spirit. Well, you want the spirit to be victorious. Verse 17, it says, "Be not overmuch wicked, neither be thou foolish, why shouldest thou die before thy time?" You know what I'm saying? Because you can get destroyed. Look at 2/3. They're gonna follow the ways of their flesh. You know what I'm saying? They don't consider doing the works of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, nor coming back to the commandments as profitable unto them. You know, I have this is Ephesians chapter 4, verse 22. It says that ye put off, verse 21. It says, "If so be that ye have heard him and have been taught by him, as the truth is in Yahushua, that ye put off concerning the former conversation." And that word conversation in Greek goes back to anastrophe, and it means behavior. You know, it says the old man which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, if you ever heard of scripture born again, you know what I'm saying, before what he was doing, he was being in the flesh. That's all he knew. You know, you ain't know anything else. She ain't know anything about the truth. You know, probably had a zeal, but not according to knowledge. You know, it says, verse 23, it says, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and that ye put on the new man, which after the Most High Yahweh is created in righteousness and truth and holiness. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you do, man. You know, you got to lean upon the spirit, man. The spirit is going to be more profitable, man. So we can't enter into that rest, man. You know, this Colossians chapter 3, verse 5. It says, mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth, fornication, uncleanness, inordinate affection, evil concupiscences. It says, in covetousness, which is idolatry. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is that you want to mortify these things, man, because like the brother said, if it's coming to a point that it's starting to take over, you need to fast. You know what I'm saying? You need to pray. You need to do things according to the Lord, man. You know? So like Scripture says, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. You know what I'm saying? You should be fearful, sliding in the flesh. You know, like it says in Second Ezra, the 7th chapter, you can slide in that water and drown, or you can slide in that fire and burn. And real fire is coming this way if you stay in the flesh. It says, verse 6, for which things sake the wrath of the Most High cometh on the children of disobedience. And these are the Negroes, Latinos, natives, and Caucasian faces who are Israelites. They who continue to stay in the flesh, they work in the wrath of disobedience, man. You know, pretty soon that ass whooping is coming real soon, man. You know. Yeah.
Yeah.
How we can end up with this one, I guess. This is First Peter 4:1. It says, for as much then as Hamashiach has suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourself likewise with the same mind, for he that hath suffered in the flesh has ceased from sin. You know, putting this flesh under subjection. You know, abstaining from your lust, man, from what your flesh wants to do. You know, Yahweh Shai said it best. He said, my meat is to what? To do the will of my Father. You know, it says that he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of men, but to the will of Yahweh. To do His will. It says, for the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles when we walk. Back to what the brother was saying, in the world we walk after our flesh, after our own mind, after what we wanted. It says, for the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles, because that's all heathens do. They all live according to their flesh, It says, when we walk in lasciviousness, lusts, excess of wine, revelings, banquetings, and abominable adulteries, So we got to cut all that off, man. And like we've been saying, even certain things that are lawful, make sure not to get too caught up in them, It says, wherein they think it strange that you run not with them to the same excess of riot, speaking evil of you, And with that, you doing that, that's how these people are gonna look at you. Like, man, this guy used to do this. This guy used to, look at him, he changed. Because when people see you, they gotta notice and sense that you're different. That you got the Holy Spirit in you, man. And how do you do that? By doing the will of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, by yielding your members to righteousness. Right away, once you start doing that, you start separating yourself from this world, and people are gonna look at you like, what? Think you're weird now and shit,
But this Colossians 3:12. It says, put on therefore as the elect of the Most High, holy in the love, vows, mercy, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, and long suffering. And when you in the flesh, and that's all you know, you're not long suffering, man. Something piss you off, you ready to get real quick to it. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna think about mercy at all. People in their flesh, what they're gonna do, they're gonna act on their impulsiveness, man. And it said put on the elect. So this is this is a growing process. You know what I'm saying? Even when it comes down to the faith, it's an enduring process, which means you're gonna be tried. Your patience gonna get tried. You know what I'm saying? And the only way to be victorious and stuff is to think upon these scriptures. Because in your leisure time, this is what's gonna help them later in.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's all you guys had.
Mhm.
Well, hopefully this was an edifying video, man, and like how the scripture says, let us therefore enter into that rest, man. So right now is the time to yield our members, for righteousness' sake, man. And it goes for me first and foremost. I know I can do more to please the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. So that we just want to end off by giving all praises, honors, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakach Warash. Our double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to Yakim across the globe that are doing this work in truth and in sincerity and with charity. Till next time, Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.